Bonsoir, buonasera, good evening everyone, and welcome to the 13th Blue Metropolis Festival and to the 6th Annual Accenti Magazine Awards. Tonight, we celebrate the winners of the 6th Annual Accenti Magazine Awards, the winners of the Accenti Writing Contest, and the winners of the Accenti Capture an Italian Moment photo competition. The underlying aim of both contests, as is the aim of Accenti Magazine, is to encourage creative expression and celebrate common cultural values. Federico Moramarco receives an honorable mention for his story, The Surprise of Old Age. I would like to read you a short excerpt from The Surprise of Old Age. Age 70. Here it comes. Oops, there it went. Arriving unbidden, of course, and slipping by like a stealth jet underneath the radar of my life. If you're lucky, it will arrive for you also, if it hasn't already. Although if you're quite a few years on the minus side of it, that will be hard for you to believe. A decade ago, when I turned 60, I wrote the following poem. 60 is one of those unimaginable ages. At 20, 30, even 40. Not until 50 do you sight it, a small dot on the horizon, as it comes closer year by year. You see, it's a ship flying the tattered flag of a country you don't know. Now it's here. Having little choice, you climb in, and as you set sail for the open sea, you notice, not far away, out there by the eddies and swells, another boat, bobbing and bouncing in the waves. Oh my God, you gasp, using more breath than voice. It's 70. Now the second vessel has chugged into the harbor, and once again, what's there to do but board it? Only this time, the little tub adrift on the horizon is 80, and it will probably get here, if I'm fortunate enough to survive the deadly late 70s, even more quickly than it took 70 to follow 60. And although we avoid facing the sheer truth of our mortality through most of our lives, it gets much more difficult to do as we enter our later years. As some comedian recently remarked, 50 is the new 40, 60 is the new 50, and 70 is the new 60, but 80 is still 80. Robert Norton receives third prize for his photo, Guanti Bianchi. Robert Norton grew up in Montreal and has called Toronto home for the past 30 years. About his photo, Robert writes, Guanti Bianchi was taken in Napoli's iconic Piazza Plebiscito. The pattern of the soldiers marking in formation initially caught my attention. In particular, the stark contrast of their white gloves really stood out to me. I remember thinking as I composed this image that I had to hurry and capture the photo before the soldiers crossed the white line.
In the cottage, on a mattress softened by a threadbare beach towel, they kiss and touch in a haze of excitement and exhaustion, drifting in and out of sleep. When light floods the room through uncurtained windows, Flora sees that what she thinks of as their honeymoon suite is a room with plywood walls, hung with a framed photograph of a man proudly holding a fish on a string. A large mirror reflects their bodies in its grazed surface. Bruno's tanned deep brown and covered in coarse black hair. Hers is pink and smooth as strawberry gelato. They look like two different species, a bear cradling a flower, not human beings born in the same part of the world. Something about the stark contrast between her body and his excites Flora. You look like a little naked bird, Bruno whispers, as if reading her thoughts. And you look like a wild beast, she says, peering at the reflection over the barricade of his arm.
Second place winner in the photo category is Vincent de Groot for his photo Rome Art. Vincent lives in Saint Louis, France, and was unable to attend this evening, so I will accept the award on his behalf. Nuala Ní Concour lives in Galway, Ireland. Her debut novel, You, published by New Island in 2010, was called a heart-warmer by the Irish Times and a gem by the Irish Examiner. Nuala Ní Concour is the second place winner in the writing category for her story Moon Hill. Nuala is also unable to attend this evening, so I will again accept the award on her behalf and read a short excerpt from her winning story. Here, give him to me, Regina says. and I hand over my son, watching while she carries him away. She kisses his face and murmurs into his ear. The rocks wobble under her feet. Be careful, I say, but my words are thrown back to me by the breeze. I placed half an onion under Oisin's cot last night, and he has not thrown up since. Cormac hovered beside me in the boys' bedroom while I slipped the saucer with the onion onto the floor, pushing toys and books out of the way. What are you doing? Smell of that will make him even more queasy, he said. It works. Says who? Oh, don't tell me. It's one of your granny's cures. What if it is? I said. Do you not want him to get better? We now move on to our first prize winners. Congratulations to Marcel van Balken, who is the first place winner in the photo category for his photograph, Fiat Garage Rome. Marcel van Balken lives in the Netherlands. He has been a photographer for more than 30 years. About his photo, Marcel says, I snapped the photo as I was casually walking along a narrow street in Rome. I spotted this beautiful garage where a man worked restoring old Fiat 500s. He seemed very serious about his work.
But tell me about your sauce. I want to know about your sauce. The secret to a good sauce is the meat. I use veal, pork, sausages, and lamb, and I stew the meat slowly, very slow, for hours. I start early in the morning. By noon, when the house smells delicious, it's done. When the sauce is on the lasagna, it is thick enough to hold the bits of meat floating in it, but clings to the pasta for only a second or two. Then it trickles off so that in the time it takes you to bring a forkful to your mouth, the sauce is just about to drip from the pasta, but doesn't. It slips into your mouth where it becomes a flavorful, saucy bed. That is my sauce. Alberto stares into Nina's eyes as if she is a big hunk of steaming lasagna right out of the oven. Ingredients, she whispers. You'll pay for the ingredients. I will do whatever you want. I'll give you the money. You do the shopping. Nina fixes his eyes. We're going to write this in a contract. Know that I don't skimp on quality when it comes to ingredients. I don't believe you have to spend a lot to get good results. I'm a frugal shopper, but a good piece of Romano cheese is important.